Hey there, Rednecks, Preppies, Redneck Preppies. It's me, the Redneck Preppy. How you doing today? Great? Good. If you watched this channel's recent AG-42B history video, you may remember that I mentioned the existence of something called AG-Thumb or AG-Tumme in Swedish. It's essentially this rifle's version of the infamous Garand thumb. Now both happened essentially the same way. You're loading your rifle with a stripper clip or an end block clip, and the action unexpectedly closes on one of your fingers or a thumb, and you get an instant and painful reminder of why modern magazine-fed rifles are so much more awesome. Now, during that same video, I jokingly wondered whether AG-Tumme or Garand thumb was worse. Today, I'm going to attempt to answer that question. And what I plan on doing is slamming the action of each rifle on my thumbs. And I have two of them in total, so I have enough to work with, which may give me enough data to declare which is more painful. And that is how much I love you. So sit back and prepare to enjoy this carnival. And somewhere, Tim Berners-Lee is wondering if inventing the World Wide Web was worth it. Now, given that I don't have a lab and equipment here at Redneck Preppy HQ, I'm going to have to interpret the results based on the highly inexact expression of my pain. In an effort to avoid turning this into pure Anthony Fauci style science, I was going to try and introduce some legitimate data gathering into this by using a force gauge to measure the impact of the bolt. However, one of those would have cost more than this channel has earned this year. I tried to use a trigger pull gauge, but it maxed out at 8 pounds, and, well, both rifles actually exceeded that. So at a minimum, we know that both bolts slam your finger with over 8 pounds of force. Now, I would talk longer, but honestly, I'm just trying to put this off. So this is where the rubber meets the road, or the bolt the thumb, as the case may be. I'm probably only going to do this once for each rifle, but hopefully I'll be able to get a sense of whether Garand thumb or AG-Tumme hurts more. Now, this entire thing is idiotic, but it still demands, well, something approaching a methodology. Now, a lot of the demonstrations see people slam the bolts down on the side of their thumb. And to be honest with you, I don't consider that to be particularly valid. First reason, the side of your thumb is a chunky boy with some bone and meat in there. In theory, reducing the potential pain. Secondly, if you're loading your rifle, it's not the side of your thumb that's typically exposed to the bolt. It's either the top or the bottom of your thumb. And that's gonna hurt. So you shouldn't expect to see my hands on camera for a while after this. Anyway, I guess I can't avoid this any longer. This one's for the United States of America. This one is for the Kingdom of Sweden. Angels and ministers of grace, defend me. Okay, so the safety ninnies, don't leave comments below. This M-block clip is loaded with dummy rounds. You can, of course, instigate Garand thumb without loading ammunition, but your thumb would actually end up lower in the magazine than it would if you were actually loading a clip in. The proper way that apparently was taught to America's soldiers and Marines was to use the 4 fingers of your hand as a blade that went alongside the rifle while you were thumb pressing the end block clip, and that conveniently blocks the charging handle from moving forward if something were to happen. Of course, you can also do it with this hand as well if you were using your other thumb to load a clip in. Of course, we're not going to do things the right way here, or otherwise you wouldn't be like any of my exes and enjoying my pain. Anyway, let's do this. All right. And I have to fight the urge to actually blade, because that's the way I've always done it to avoid this, but all right. Oh, crap. See, there you go. I automatically stopped doing that. All right, let's reset the camera and try again. Okay, let's try that again. If you don't fail at first, try again. All right. I have to remember to keep my finger there. Ow! Okay, that hurt. Can't really see much there, and that's mostly carbon. That's not blood or anything. You know, that wasn't that bad. You know what? I'm gonna reset the camera. Let's try this again. All right, round 3 again. Damn, that actually does hurt. Ah! Okay, that one hurt the most. I didn't enjoy that. I mean, really, I did not enjoy that. However, there's only one way to follow that up, and that's with more pain. Kind of reminds me of my romantic relationships in recent years. The good news about the AG-42B, if you can call that good news, is I don't actually need to load ammunition in. I just have to manipulate the action to slam the bolt closed. Thank heavens. I have a feeling this is really going to hurt because this seems to have a lot more like nooks, crevices, and crannies and protrusions that are really going to hurt. Anyway, as the Swedes say, låt oss börja. Oh boy. Ah! Actually, that, oh me, that hurts more as it goes on. Pardon my language. No blood blisters, but I do have a nice indentation in my hand. All right, I did it 3 times for the Garand. I gotta be fair. We'll do it 3 times for this thing as well. You know, this video is probably only going to get like a couple of 100 views at best. Ah! Oh. Ah. Oh, Jesus, that one hurt. Oh, God, that one hurt. Oh. Oh my God, that one hurt. Oh. 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 I'm not doing a third one. I wrote the remainder of this script just after that because obviously I didn't know the results. And let me just say that it was a painful bout of typing. All right, so what did we learn today besides how desperate I can get when I have no other ideas for videos? Well, at the risk of stating the obvious, Garand thumb and AG Tumme both hurt. Depending on how the bolts catch your thumb, they can either sharply thud or really bite. Not a pleasure either way. But it's not really as bad as people have made either out to be. Well, sorta. But I mean, the way people talk about either, you'd think someone was going to be going to the ER for treatment afterwards. They do just hurt. But that isn't answering the premise of the video. Which one of them hurts more? Well, the M1 Garand isn't as bad as people make it out to be. When it catches you, it will give you a good pinch, as evidenced by the large blood blister that I'm currently enjoying. It does hurt, and you will feel it for a bit, but the pain goes away fairly quickly. The AG-42B hits your thumb with an almighty thud. And if I can characterize the pain, you feel the initial blow, and then a split second later, it starts to ramp up, and it really hurts. I can still feel the pain from the second hit, and I really hope I don't have to shovel snow tomorrow, because that's not going to be very pleasant. Now, bearing in mind that this is completely subjective and entirely based on a sample size of me, in my judgment, the most painful of the two is the AG-42B. Congratulations, Sweden. I think. My M1 thumb still hurts, mostly because of the blister. The AG thumb is still throbbing, like the end of my thumb was crushed by a hammer, with still occasional flashes of sharp pain. So, did anything I do today convince you one way or another? Is there another rifle that you think doesn't get the thumb-shattering respect that the M1 Garand and the AG-42B do? Comment below, but I'm not testing them. At any rate, I hope you found today's video to at least be vaguely entertaining and mildly informative. As always, may you never suffer the tragedy of AG Tumme or Garand thumb. Take care, and bye-bye.
What did we learn?
I don't know, sir.
I don't fucking know either. I guess we learned not to do it again.
Yes, sir.